May I pay respect to the homage, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Greeting and welcome everyone to the Dhammasana show tonight. The show tonight will be Mudita-Appreciative joy in daily life. The reason we have this Dhamma show because of the most three venerable from different countries care to simplify, to help this teaching into a very simple where everybody can apply in daily life. So for tonight, we have three most venerable from one from Cambodia, the two from United States, and before that, I also would like again to welcome the audience. And at the end of this session, we also open for the question as well. We have two sessions. The first session will have three venerable explain what is the appreciative joy in daily life, and then the 20 minutes at the end we will open for the audience to have the question. Before start, also would like to be grateful for the Dhammika Life Foundation team who helped support this to make this happen for the connection, the technical team as well. Let me introduce you all to the most three venerable. So the very first one, let me introduce to Bhikkhu Dhammasena Sienghai, the Executive Director of Buddhism for Education in Cambodia. And the second one, let me introduce you all to the Bhikkhu Muniputto Theavy, the founder of Dhammika Life Foundation. And the third, the Bhikkhu Dhammasiri Chanthy, the Secretary General of the Cambodian Buddhist Monk Society and the Abbot of the Khmer, Arizona State, United States. One by one, let's start with the Venerable Dhammasena, Venerable Sir Sienghai from Battambang. He's not only the founder of Buddhism for Education of Cambodia, but he's been doing so much to contribute to the community, to the society. He also got his education from Burma, Sri Lanka, and Buddhist philosophy. So I am very honored to be here with you to learn and to share. And also Venerable Muniputto Theavy, kind of live from United States. At the moment, beside this teaching, he also have a big online community to help with Dhamma, to help with teaching meditation, teaching Buddhism to the modern community as well as Venerable Chanthy. He have broad experience travel to different countries. Both Venerable Theavy and Venerable Chanthy are now based in the United States. So let me start with Venerable Sir Sienghai. So hello, Venerable Sir.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. What is weather like in Phnom Penh?
Yeah, it's been my great honor and pleasure to be here with you tonight to help coordinate this Dhammasana for Cambodian, but also for all people around the world as well who are online right now. So let me first have a question for you. The first question that I will have for you, what does it mean, mudita? Can you explain in a very simple way because to either Buddhist people or non-Buddhist that they never heard before or they don't understand Buddhism before, or would you just kindly explain in a very simple way, please?
Thank you for the question. First of all, I would like to pay my homage to the three poisons, the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And my respect to the most venerable Sam Chanthy from USA, venerable Theavy from USA as well, and Guru Chhunny, who is coordinator for tonight's live show. Concerning the question, we're talking about Mudita, but first, I think we should know Mudita is one of the four supplying Dhamma. We say Brahma Vihara or Brahma Viharator. So we have been discussed for many weeks on the importance of practicing the four supplying Dhamma in our daily life. That is the first one, loving kindness, metta, and second one, compassion, karana, and for tonight, that is about mudita. So the question is, what does it mean, mudita? So as you know, mudita is a Pali term, so it will be hard to understand for all of us because we are not really familiar with the Pali term. Actually, it's very important for us to understand it, and we can apply it in our daily life. So mudita, simply say, is the sympathetic joy or appreciative joy. That is, we appreciate someone who are better than us in terms of fame, in terms of success, or in terms of wisdom, anything which is superior than us, that they are better and we are happy with them. We are not really then jealous with them. So we appreciate them. This is mudita definition, very short. Thank you, sir.
For your help, explain what does it mean mudita in a very simple way. So now let me move to the second question. Move to Venerable Sam Chanthy. So may I pay respect to you? How are you doing, Venerable Sir?
Good. Thank you very much to Chhunny. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much.
So Venerable Sam Chanthy currently is based in Arizona, United States. We're live from his temple right now. So my question to you: what are the characteristics of mudita?
Thank you for the question. But first of all, I pay my respect to the most triple gems, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and greeting to the two most venerable brothers and the coordinator, Mr. Chhunny, right? And all the audience and all the friends and devotees. So thank you for asking me about mudita. It is like joyfulness and gladness. And as you know, that explained by Venerable Dhammasena, characteristics of the mudita is like a gladdening, that it is joys with what people are doing and appreciate others' activities by supporting. And according to the characteristic discussed by Venerable Buddha Kosa in Visuddhimagga, the path of purification, the characteristic of mudita, like pamodana lakkhano, it means the gladdening. It produced by other success. When we see other people in successfully activity and other people in prosperity, so we enjoy it, we appreciate with the successfulness of other people. It is the characteristic, one characteristic of the mudita, and it chief characteristic according to the most venerable Narada, the great scholar in the 20th century. Venerable Narada is the Sri Lankan scholar and also international scholars. He said that it chief characteristic of Mudita, it means happiness, happy acquaintance in other prosperity. It means anumodana. Anumodana is mean joyful along with other action, other ability to do something and successfully. And the mudita is the thing that can embraces the prosperous beings. It's opposites of arati or isa. It means jealousy that said in the meaning, and jealousy like envy that it cannot endure with the excellent quality of other and other successfulness. So the main characteristic of mudita or joyfulness um, or sympathetic joy or gladness, it is the happiness when we see somebody, something, or especially our relative in prosperous life or successfulness. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. This is really, really meaningful, and thanks for sharing your wisdom. Mudita, one of the quality in the four sublime state again. It's important that to enjoy the success of other, or we say in a simple way, say cheer for other when we see somebody happy, when we see other people success, and that's what both Venerable Sienghai as well as Venerable Chanthy already explained. It's important to be happy, to be success. It's also to see other success and we feel happy, but not jealousy with others. So this is one of the most important quality in life as well from Mudita. So now let me bring you all to Venerable Theavy, Muniputto Theavy from Seattle, United States. May I pay respect to you, Venerable Sir?
Hello, Brother Chhunny. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? How is is it cold over there?
Yeah, I'm doing good, and the weather is still cold in Seattle, Washington State, but everything is going okay.
Very good. I heard the place you're living now called Green State, right? Because there's a lot of trees around.
Yeah, it's Evergreen State here in Seattle.
That's good. So once again, it's my great honor to be with you, and thank you so much for your time to help us for the show tonight. So my question for you, how do we know if we have mudita or not within our life, within our practice? Please help.
Namattu Ratanat Tejasa. First of all, I would like to pay my homage and veneration to the Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Greeting audiences and friends of the universe. Today, we are very happy to bring to you the discussion concerning with the topic mudita, which is very basic foundation to be practiced on our daily basis. As you have already learned the definition and the characteristic of mudita under the terms like those of appreciative or sympathetic joy, appreciation, or to rejoice, or to be glad along the success and prosperity of others, of other people. So after having learned those terms and meaning, it would be very helpful for you to recognize whether this mudita mind, the mind of appreciation, arises in you or not. If you have already understood that mudita is a mind which is full of glad and joy towards the happiness of other beings. Simply when happiness and joy arise in your mind, there will be no jealousy or envy happen at the same time, because they are the opposite to each other. When happiness, gladness, joyfulness, delight arise in you after seeing other beings achieve something which they have done, so you feel happy along their success and their happiness. That time you can see that your mind is full of mudita. And also it is important to be noticed that to feel joy or happy along the happiness of others, not simply because you want to get something in return from them, but it is the nature of the mind that has been trained, the nature of the mind that simply falls in love and appreciate achievements and other people's prosperity naturally, and good with good volition that you appreciate. For example, we can also notice this on our daily basis. For those who have the mind of mudita, appreciative joy, when they see people smiling, when they see people are happy with their well-being in terms of business, in terms of like for example, somebody get promoted in the workplace, you feel rejoice. And normally you would say, congratulations, my friend, you have done good job. Great, well done. You would say that when you see people achieve something. And another example, I normally see people say congratulations, and even some, they went on to comment on the Facebook page of those who have posted their photos of graduation ceremony. They graduated from high school, from bachelor degree, a master degree. So instead of feeling jealous or envious toward those people, some people, they went on and then they comment, congratulations, my friend, even though they don't know who they are, but they saw it on Facebook, they just comment it. You know, sometimes I have many friends on Facebook, as most of us are using social media, especially Facebook. We have more than 4,000 or almost 5,000 friends, and some friends we don't know, like personally we don't know them, but we just come in contact as a friends on Facebook. So we feel like, okay, I saw you post this, the graduation ceremony, holding the certificates and a bunch of flower people have been given to them. So I just went on and say, congratulations, my friend. I'm so happy for your success, and I wish you be well and achieve more success in your life. And that is the characteristic of those who bear the mind of mudita, always appreciate others in terms of their superiority, in terms of their achievements and success and prosperity, not feeling a mind of envious or jealousy when we see them in happiness. So this is a little bit different from karuna, because karuna has the object of beings who are in deep suffering. When we see people in suffering, we feel pity and we want them to get rid of suffering. But instead, mudita have the happiness of other being as an object. When we see people are in joy, are in good position, achievement in terms of business, study, work, or anything, we just feel congratulate. We just feel honor and pleasant along the success of those people. And that we can observe, we can understand that the mind of mudita arise in us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. This is really meaningful. I still have some doubt. Maybe this will go to the three Venerable Sir, but probably just give some a few words. We live in this modern world of competition. We live in this modern world of consumerism, where probably people have a lot of pressure by seeing their friend become success, see their friend having this, having that. By listening, it's really amazing. It's really wonderful. But in real world, I think probably it's really hard. So how do we know that this is, when we say congratulations, when we say cheer for others, how do we know that this is, we are real by saying that? Or how do we practice in the small step by step to stay away from jealousy? Because jealousy is like tragedy in life when we jealous somebody. But what is the small step each day to practice in life in order to get over the jealousy by having more mudita in our life? So let me start that with Venerable Chanthy, sir, and then move to Venerable Sienghai, and then move to Venerable Theavy. Yes, please. Just a little bit.
Thank you again for the question. Actually, people saying is easy, yeah, as you know, right? When we are easy to say, oh, great, congratulations, I'm happy with you, or I'm with you, they express their joyfulness with others by saying, but the real heart of expressing their joyfulness is like sometimes different. That sometimes we cannot get the mind along with their saying. But in our practicing, we can develop our gratefulness or gladness. We can develop gradually by our practice. In Visuddhimagga, or Visuddhimagga, the part of purification, Venerable Buddha Kosa introduced 4 steps of perversion or developing our gladness or mudita toward others and ourselves. First, we have to try to develop gradually to those who are the dear person, the person with our like the more friend or the close friends of us. And then we will cultivate and we will pervade our gladness to the neutral people, and then also the hostile. And the finally is ourselves. It is different, a little bit different about how to develop, how to pervade our loving kindness. Loving kindness, they introduce to develop to ourselves first. But in mudita, we have to develop to the dearest person, the dearest people. Gradually, we try to do it little bit by little bit every day. And then our mind get along when you see somebody doing goodness, doing something well, your mind will along. But it is something will happen when you develop mudita or joyfulness. Something will happen in between, like jealousy or like angriness, or something happen when we pervade our love, our gladness to, especially to the hostile being, the beings not loved by us. This is something different. But so I just give the short, like if you want to develop gladness, you just try to be loyalty and try to be develop little by little. It's gradually along with the instructions of the path of purification by Venerable Buddha Kosa. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Sir. So let's move to Venerable. Thank you so much, Venerable Theavy. It's been really meaningful and in a very simple way of explaining as well. I still have doubt. However, we live in this modern world, in terms of consumerism, competition. Sometimes it's hard to say congratulations from the heart when we see somebody's success, when we see somebody achieve something. So we even say, said easier than done. So so my question: how do we develop that? How do we develop that step by step in our practice in order to stay away from Jealousy, stay away from, jealous when we see somebody having success, when we see somebody having something better than ourselves. So let me start that question with Venerable Chanthy first. Can you help explain how do we practice step by step in our daily life?
Thank you again for the question. Actually, mudita is joyfulness or sympathetic choice. According to Visuddhimagga, the part of purification described by the most venerable Buddha Kosa, the great commentator, we develop gladness or appreciate joy gradually, especially we learn how to satisfy, how to be joyous with other successfulness, especially our relative. The first that we have to develop or pervade to is the person who are the most loved in our life, like the close friend, like we can say that the friend who can share happiness or suffering each other, everyday talking or weekly talking friends. That is the person that we need to develop our gladness first, and then you can develop your gladness to the neutral people surround you, and also the hostile people. The people is not lovable, but we still try to develop. And finally is ourselves. It's the fourth step of developing gladness to in our heart. It is hard, not easy to say, and not easy to get along. Like you say that in current situation, or especially in daily life, people, it is easy to say that congratulations or I appreciate your goodness, happy to see you or happy to to having you here. But the real mind, the real joyfulness joyfulness is others. It can be different from speaking. So that's why in our day-to-day life, we develop our gladness is a little bit different from loving kindness. Loving kindness we start develop from ourselves. May I'm happy, may I'm free from suffering, may I be long fly living or successful. But gladness starting from the beloved person, Theavy, it means to the person who are the most loved in our life, and then to the neutral, and finally to ourselves. It is like something will happen if you pervade your your gladness to like the hostile people. It can aversion, resentment, or envy happen in your mind, but we still follow the instruction, and then we still try to be helpful, try to be happy with others to avoid our greatness. It is we get our mind used to how the greatness affects every living being in the universe. So my point that about how to develop, you just gradually learn how to avoid your greatness, and you try to happy with the prosperity in real life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. Let me pass this to Dhammasena Sienghai, live from Battambang.
Yeah, thank you for the question. The question is how we develop our mudita and to stay away from the jealousy. So as you mentioned, we live in the competitive world, that now people always challenge each other, want to be better, you know. So the mind of those people are not really healthy. Actually, everyone want to develop happiness, to have a healthy mind, but jealous with someone is not healthy mind. So the best way to develop it is to drain, as Venerable Chanthy just mentioned at the moment. Training your mind and cultivate your mind and develop your mind is the best method to get Mudita-Appreciative or to be away from jealousy. I think for my own experience, I can develop it, you know, when I see someone who are better than me or who gain something which is superior and successful. So I always think of the action. We say Dhamma. We might think of cause and effect, Kam and Paul, cause and effect, because in Buddhism, something that happens, there is cause and effect. So the people, you know, always look at on the result, on the effect, not really look at on the cause of it. That's why we got the jealousy. So I think we should firstly try to think of the cause of their success. If we see only their success, our mind will be not healthy. I mean, will be jealous, and you will get some suffering in your mind as well. So when you think of the cause, so you will be happy and appreciate the action because they try so much to get the successful and to get achievement. And another way that I think of their achievement as well is about the punya, the bond. We say in Khmer, the bondរបស់ពួកគេ so when they are successful, so we have to think, oh, it is their punya, their merit, their bond that they have done in previous life or they have done in the present life, so they deserve to get it. So my mind not really how to say like a shake or not stable, so it will be happy with all of them that they are better in their term of life. Thank you, Father.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. So let me pass this to Venerable Theavy from Seattle, United States, please.
Thank you for the great question that we have been discussing concerning with mudita or the appreciative joy towards other people's well-being. We have already studied and observed the meaning, also the characteristic of the mudita, how it arises. Now, of course, some people may be very curious how one go about developing it, how we can arouse this quality of appreciative mind towards success and achievement of others. It is really hard in practice for the daily basis, as we have already experienced this in our society. Not everyone will be happy because of your success. Simply even just a basic success that you gain within your making a living, family, relationship, study, workplace, business, anything that we may achieve, even though it is just a small thing, we will have some people who will feel jealous and envious toward us. This is naturally happen. And as we are aware, we know our base. As Patujana, worldly beings, everybody still have this jealousy and envy, because the main root of jealousy and envy stems from dosa, hatred, anger, and it is to be eliminated and eradicated by Anagamimaka, the attainment of the non-returner, which can totally and completely get rid of the mind of jealousy, hatred, and anger. So as a Patujana, as a worldly beings, everybody has this mind, but it doesn't mean that we cannot develop this quality of the mind. As long as we have the will, strong will, with right effort, with right mindfulness, we will be successful in developing mudita, just like the two venerables had already mentioned, that it has to be developed gradually, step by step, one step at a time. I think the best way to start our first step is to start with santosa, contentment, being contented or being satisfied with what we have is one of the base happiness, as it has been stated in one of the verses, the Dhammapada of the Buddha, that contentment is the base happiness. Those people who are full of jealousy and envy towards others simply because they don't satisfy with what they have, or they don't want others to be more successful than they do. So that arouse this mind of jealousy in the mind. So I think we should first of all start with this little step by learning or trying to be satisfied with what we have, reflecting, okay, I'm having this is good enough for me, and if I want more, I will have to try more, put all my effort, trying all my best, don't be lazy. And while seeing others success with their effort, we feel jealousy. So we should think positively. Having the right understanding and the right view towards other is really important in this matter. Just like Venerable Dhammasena already mentioned, we see karma, action, both in the past and the present, that have been conditioned these people's life to be prosperous or to be fortunate or unfortunate simply because of their good action, good karma, both in the past and also the present action that that person has been trying, has been working so hard. So that person deserves to get those prosperity and achievement. Thinking this positively, having this right understanding really helps us to develop the mind of mudita. On the other hand, the Buddha always teach all followers learning to appreciate and rejoice in the good deed of others. He expounded by the term anumodana. So it is the same terminology with mudita, which means learning to rejoice in the merit, wholesome deed, good action of others. And in reply, when people say anumodana, may you rejoice in the merit that I have done, you say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So this is a good way to start. If you feel like, okay, I am such a kind of foolish person who always full of jealousy, anger, hatred, animosity, hostility, a mind which is full of jealousy all the time. How can I develop it? So start with saying good word like sadhu. When you see people are doing good, when you see people's achievement, say sadhu. Okay, well done, my friend. Well done, my friend. And you continue, go on with the next level. Even sometimes you see your enemy, those you don't like, they get success over the business, over their jobs or their study, get promoted in their workplace. You say, well done, my friends. Well done, my friend. Repeatedly recite this word, remind it always. Think about this word, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. This is very essential terminology ever taught by the Buddha for us as a Buddhist followers, for us as a worldly beings. Learning to appreciate the achievement of others is not an easy thing, but it can be done as long as we have the right understanding and the right effort trying to develop this. On the other hand, let me just point out a little bit with the one of the sutta, which is called Dakina Nupadana, which discuss about the ceremony which is done for the departed or the dead person. So the Buddha expounded those who have passed away, they can only receive merit or good deed through their rejoicing in the dedication of the relatives or of others. One, they have to do, under 3 conditions that Dakina Nupadana can be achieved to the departed person. First, the dana or the charity has to be made with the virtuous people like the monks or the lay devotees, or those who have been practicing moral virtues and precepts. And secondly, they have to share, transfer, and dedicate merit to those departed people, the deceased, the dead people. And then it all depends on those departed who will learning or who will aware of that, and they rejoice in the merit being shared to them. Otherwise, they won't get it, even though you do the dana with the silavanda, the virtuous people, and you dedicate merit. But if those departed people do not rejoice or appreciate the merit that has been shared to them, they won't get it. So in this case, it is really important to keep in mind that if we don't know how to appreciate good people or appreciate good deed in society, it is really hard for our life to live on, because all the time you will live fully of envy and jealousy. So whenever there is hatred going on in your mind, it keeps burning. It keeps burning all the time. You live with unhappiness. You live in sorrow and suffering. It is like hell on earth. You don't need to wait until next life to experience the hell. But as long as you keep this burning mind within yourself all the time, oh, the other is success. These people get this, that person get this, and I don't get this, I don't get that. All the time you cannot sleep because you're just running on from one place to another, demanding, why they get this, why I don't get this, why they deserve this, why I don't deserve this. All the time you only think, you only see with your eye, but you never see their background, how much they have tried, how much effort they have put along the way in order to gain this present benefit. So that is why this is so important for us, learning to develop gradually, step by step, in order to achieve the mind of mudita. I think that should be enough for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. This has been really insightful, and thanks for sharing your wisdom. I am really enjoying learning the process of explaining. I do hope the audience enjoy as much as I enjoy listening to the most venerable Sir. I have one more question. So that after my question, and then we open this forum for the audience. So for those who have questions or any burning desire question, please drop a message or send us a message to the page Dhammika Live, so that after this question we will look at your question, and then our venerable will help explain or help answer to the question. Once again, audience, it's not easy to practice mudita in life due to what the most venerable explaining. It takes time, and it takes a little step each day to practice this by looking at ourselves. Are we enjoying with ourselves? Are we like what we do? Are we like what we do? It's not easy to practice. However, it takes courage to practice, and it takes step by step to practice mudita in our daily life. By gradually start within ourselves, or start first to the dear friend, and then to the neutral, and then to the whole state, and then ourselves, which is very different from the loving kindness. So let me have one more question for all of you. Why mudita is so important to practice in our daily life? Why this is so important? Let me pass the question to Venerable from Battambang first. Venerable Sienghai. Yes, please. We know that it's important, but why this is so important to practice in our daily life?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, thank you for the question. And tonight, actually, we have a lot of technical problem. So sorry about it too for all the audience. So I think the last question for our live show, this is how important mudita when we practice for our life. Actually, very, very important. I can say it is the way to develop happiness. As we are human beings, we always want happiness, want to gain happiness. So this is the way that we can develop our happiness. So firstly, I think this is the way to develop happiness for oneself. So when you are not jealous with someone and you always appreciate for someone who have done better than you, who are successful, and you are happy with them, so you are happy, right? If you're jealous with someone, you are not happy. So why you want to be jealous with someone successful, someone's achievement? So this is why when we train this mind to be a Mudita-Appreciative, so we will be happy and happy for oneself. And another thing that is for this society, I think society really need the people who practice Mudita-Appreciative, because as you mentioned, in this world we have a lot of challenge compared to the world. People always have dispute, argument, have a lot of problem with each other. So because they have jealousy, so when we all have a Mudita-Appreciative, the society will be secure, very peaceful, and people will live harmoniously. This is why Mudita is so important for ourselves and for the society. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. So let me pass this to Venerable Theavy from Seattle, please.
Thank you again for the question, and also thank you for all audiences who are really following on the live show, even though there are some technical problems, but you still come back, and I appreciate that so much. So my mudita arises when I see you all trying to reconnect to the live show. I really appreciate for that. And again, this question is also important. Oh, I forgot to mention, I saw one or two questions within the previous live show, because we was disconnected 2 times, so it might be get lost. Yeah, so you might drop your questions again with this live show right now. So Brother Chhunny will bring it up, the speakers. Okay, so to answer the question, how important or significant the mudita, the mind of appreciation, is for our daily life and also society. First of all, if we don't have mudita, okay, I'm talking about the opposite side. If we don't have mudita, which means the mind is full of jealousy and envy, hatred, anger, first of all, it is the destructive weapon which can destroy the whole society if one bears this kind of mind. Simply saying, it starts to destroy from individual. Just like when you are angry, when you are jealous, it is compared to you are holding to a ball of fire within yourself. Before you can throw it at anyone else, you will get burned first. First of all, you are the victim of your anger. You are the victim of your jealousy and envy. And the result we can see, you will not sleep peacefully. Sometimes you can't even go to bed after feeling jealous of others. Why they get this? Why they get that? And I cannot get that. I didn't get that. They don't deserve it. I should deserve this. Why I don't get this? First of all, you burn yourself and you bring this ball of fire even when you go to bed. So you cannot sleep all the time. You feel of fire within yourself. And then you continue to spread it to those around you. Your family, sometimes you might get jealous from the workplace, but when you back home, you spread, you throw these fires towards other members in the family as well. And then you will also, if you just keep generating this burning fire, burning mind within yourself, you will throw it to everywhere you go, everywhere you work. Those workplaces, those institutes will be full of fire, burning fire all the time, because you feel jealous of other. And jealousy alone, you know, it will lead to bigger and bigger impact on that institute or society. After having the mind of jealousy, you will start to accumulate more bad action due to this hatred, due to this evil, wicked mind. You continue to create some more fake stories in order to frame that person, in order to, you know, in order to make that person unhappy because you don't appreciate their well-being. So oppositely, you wish them to be down. You wish them to get downfall because you don't appreciate their prosperity. Then you will find any way to make that person, to make that institution, to make that society become disturbed and turmoil, you know. This is the nature of life in society. If we fail to develop the mudita, the mind which is full of appreciation and joy towards others, happiness, and in the whole society will be full of hatred. And also this envy and jealousy is the root cause of all evil, ill will, of all revenge. If you continue to bear this kind of mind, life after life, you will only born to revenge others endlessly, endlessly, endlessly. This is the cause of this is also the cause which makes relationship break when you have too much jealousy and envy in your mind. Simply saying, between two lovers, boyfriend and girlfriend, sometimes they don't get the right information, but they just feel like jealous of one another simply because your partner becomes more friendly or close to another. They simply started to have this kind of jealous mind or envy. So that can break the relationship. So continuously, stage by stage, it will lead to the break of a big institutions and society. In the whole country will be in insecurity and disturbances because of this kind of mind keeps generating, spreading more and more. So come back, why it is so important, mudita, after having mentioned all these bad results that can happen out of this evil, wicked, jealous and envious mind. I think you can understand that how important mudita is in society and our daily life. On the other hand, I would like to add that just like a teamwork, now we're doing a teamwork. We're trying to work together, learning to work together, especially in Cambodian society. If I honestly saying what I have experienced, sometimes the teams broke up just because this jealousy and envy, because sometimes any member of the group, he or she does not feel joyful when seeing another members get promoted or get success, get fame, gain, or appreciation, they don't feel delight or joyful in this achievement of another members. And that way it will break relationship, it will break the friendship, it will break the whole team and continue to the whole society. So this is really very dangerous. That's what I call anger, jealousy, or hatred. Envy is the most destructive weapon in the world. The whole world can be destroyed out of humans' hatred and anger. So jealousy and envy also originates from this root of the mind, which is dosa. It should be eliminated. It should be developed step by step in order to help our society stay in peace and harmony. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. It's been really insightful. I wish we have more time, longer hours, so that I can listen to you more, learn from you more. I've been really enjoying, and I also do hope that our audience I enjoy as much as I am enjoying as well. So once again, thank you so much for being patient with us. Even we have technical problem, there's some problem, but many of you are coming back online with us again. So thank you. For now, if you have any question, please drop your question because due to the connection problem, I think 2 questions are lost already. So please drop your question again. And after Venerable Chanthy help explain, then we'll go back to your audience. Then we have your question answered by the most Venerable. So now let me pass this to Venerable Chanthy from Arizona State, please.
Thank you again. Yeah, it is very important, and also my first time of live show on the public and had many trouble. Recall to the question about how important is mudita or joyfulness, as mentioned by Venerable Brother Muniputto. It is very important that we have mudita to work, especially in teamwork. In teamwork or in our family or in society, if we don't have mudita, we will break the partnership, we break our team, we will break all the benefit that we are trying to develop, trying to gain. So in this matter, we have to consider about the 2 causes of developing mudita. Our master, the Buddha, have mentioned in Sala Yatana Vibhanga Sutra in Majjhima Nikaya Uparishadsukha. Our Buddha mentioned about the enemies of mudita. There is a nearest enemy and the farthest enemies. The nearest enemies of the mudita is the Kehasita Somanasa. It means the joyful along with family life. As Venerable Prada mentioned about the girlfriend and boyfriend mudita love, it's sometimes misunderstood. And this misunderstand is not the real mudita. It becomes jealousy. So don't misunderstand about the jealousy and mudita. Jealousy and mudita, joyfulness, is a little bit similar. A little bit similar. So don't misunderstand, because this is the family, the familiar point about the mudita, joyfulness, and jealousy, envy, or aversion. It's close to each other. So when you are not properly understanding the mudita or joyfulness, you will fall into the jealousy easily. It is said by the Buddha, like, when one regard the gains of sound, or the sound by our ear, or those by our nose, or flavor by our tongue, etc. It is easy to fall in jealousy. It is very easy. The decide agreeable, gratifying, or associated, or something associated with worldliness thing. It is easy to fall in jealousy, and this jealousy, according to the Vatabandhu, the great Abhidhamma Kosa, the great commentators of Abhidhamma, said envy or jealousy, it is just kind that cannot support other prosperity in our team. Example, we don't want to work with the prosperous person like our leader or our friends that get successfully or get appreciated by many audience or many people. So we don't satisfy with it. It's jealousy arise. In Tanha Sankhya Sutra, Sakka, or we call Indra, Sakko Devana Mindo, Sakko, the king of Deva, asking the Buddha why the people want the prosperity, the living being in the universe, hoping for peaceful living, happiness, or a ways of enemy, etc. Why people want but still get in trouble? What are the cause? And the Buddha said, Isa and Macharya. Isa, jealousy, Macharyas, meant it is the cause. Isa is the opposite of Mudita. When the world arises with Isa, jealousy, so the world will break up. The world will not prosper. Family life, teamwork, etc. have to be broken down. So it is the way, it is how mudita important. When there is mudita, there is no jealousy. So when no jealousy, teamwork or society or our family is prosperous. And the 5 enemies of mudita is the own jealousy itself. This is the 5 enemy. So recall to a little bit in past that the meaning of mudita. I just want to share a little bit about the scientific view, because now we are talking much about our Buddhist view, that very important is mudita. Yeah, it is very important. Like every New Year, every New Year that we celebrate the Happy New Year, we have the Brahma head and around, and we do celebration a lot of activity regarding the Brahma heads with the 7 angels to take care of the Brahma. It means Brahma, the supreme, as we mentioned about the 4 supreme livings of beings, that we need it very much. If the loving kindness, compassionate thinking, some compassionate mind, joyfulness, and tranquility, if we don't have the 4, the morality, the happiness, and the prosperity in the world will be fall down. In the society will fall down. So scientific view, the gladness, joyfulness is just some kinds of empathy. You know the word empathy, right? The empathy is the capacity to be able to experience other emotion state, or feel sympathetic toward others people and take their perspective. This is the meanings of empathy. And empathy is just one kind of pro-social behavior. Pro-social behavior. You might not know the word pro-social behavior. Pro-social behavior, according to the social psychologists, mentioned that the behavior that every individual done in order to help others, but they don't expect immediate result, immediate benefit. It is we call bro behavior. By we are helping other people, like cleaning, like the Saka, the Indra, the king of Deva, cleaning a road or cleaning something, or doing huts for people coming for rest, something. They don't expect immediate result, immediate benefit for him, but he did in order in the benefit of other people in long term. It is called pro behavior. This is pro behavior according to scientific view. The research findings indicate that empathy consists of three distinct components. One is emotional aspect, emotional empathy, which involves sharing the feeling and emotions of others. So we sharing our feeling in and emotions of others together, that they feel they like prosperity or they feel suffer when they get something. When we have emotional aspect, emotional activity, emotional state of mind, it is one kind of empathy. And the second kind is related to the cognitive component, which involve perceiving other thoughts and feeling accurately. It means empathetic accuracy. It means you feel the thought from other. That the Buddha said, Attanang upamang katva. Attanang upamang katva means we ourselves as an example to others, to understand how they need, how we need. So it is empathetic accuracy mentioned by the social psychologist about the thought and feeling that we involve, we perceive from others. And the last aspect, it is called let me see. The last aspect is known as empathy concern, which involve feeling concern of other well-being. It is the kinds of mudita. We reflect on other well-being, other prosperity, other successfulness. So these kinds of well-being, these kinds of concern is the kinds of empathetic. It means to ability to help other, and it is called pro-social behavior by the psychology. So it is very important to all to practice mudita in our our daily life. So thank you. It's just maybe enough for that. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. It's been very insightful. Again, our audience, we will add a little bit more time for those who have any question. I know we lost some audience due to the technical problem. However, we are very thankful for those who are being with us right now. If you have any question, once again, please drop us a message or send us any message for those who have any burning desire question. We got one question from the last from the first hour. I think the question from Kuntiahin. The question was, what are the reasons behind that fail practice mudita in our daily life? Because like Venerable said from beginning, sometimes it's easy to say, because in this modern world, we live in a world of competition, in a world of consumerism. We probably there's a lot of problem by peer pressure. When we see somebody having this, having that, probably we might not happy, we might not cheer for them. So one repeat question again: what are the reasons behind of failing of practicing mudita in our daily life? So let me start the question with Venerable Dhammasena Sienghai from Battambang. Yes.
Thank you for the question. I got all the way the first one, right, to answer. So thank you for the question. What is the reason of failure to practice mudita, right? So the reason, because we have the defilement in our mind. You know, Mudita-Appreciative is the opposite of jealousy. We are not appreciate, we don't be happy with someone who have success and achievement in their life. So the reason is we don't train our mind well, and we have jealousy and we have defilement so much in our mind. Actually, we are worldly person, but we cannot eradicate all the defilement. But if we train ourselves gradually and develop it step by step, we will be a happy man and we will have a Mudita-Appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Sir. Before I pass it to Bhikkhu Muniputto Theavy, can you explain a little bit more what is defilement? I'm down that some of those who have not come through Buddhism properly, they feel, what is it? So would you explain a little bit more what is the defilement, just so that people would understand?
Okay. So I thought the question was for
the question will go back to Dhammasena Sienghai before I pass it to you, because you were talking about the defilement, the reason they fail to practice mudita mind in daily life because they have defilement. So can you help explain a bit more what is defilement?
Defilement is simply, we say it's a kilesa. So defilement in our mind is lopa, dosa, and moha. That is the defilement, the root of unwholesome action in our mind. So as long as we have like a lopa, greed, dosa, hatred, and delusion, moha, so we will have all those negative mind and defilement. So we cannot develop well mudita-citta. So we always have the jealousy in our mind. So this is defilement, kilesa.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind help elaborate this word. So defilement is like okay. So now let me pass this question to Bhikkhu Muniputto Theavy from United States again. Yes. Why we fail? What is the reason behind?
Okay, thank you so much. So just to add a little bit to defilement, Venerable Sienghai already explained it in the Buddhist Dhamma terminology. So simply saying is the impurity of the mind, and it's the root cause of all bad actions that one does in daily life. So if defilements are not get rid of, we continue to commit bad actions, mistakes. So coming back to the question, what is the reason behind that one fails to practice mudita? Simply saying because we are Bhikkhu, yeah, and so defilement have not been eliminated totally, but we can also develop that gradually by reflecting, contemplating, often to remind ourselves that every being has karma as their seed, as their condition. Everyone has been conditioned by their own action, either previously or in the present. So we should not feel unhappy just because they get more than we do. On the other hand, association with those who have jealousy and envy will also strengthen our jealousy and envy, like in the Mangala Sutta, association with the wise and do not associate with the foolish, otherwise your foolish wicked mind will become stronger when you associate with the bad people, with those who will lead you to hatred, jealousies, and envy. So in this case, association is really important. For example, if you are in somewhere surrounded by those who are talking ill, slandering, backbiting of others, you like to join them, sharing the discussion, involved with them, and that's not the way. If you continue to do that, associating with those kind of people, you're gonna become like them. You know, even though you were innocent, but having associated with those who are full of jealous mind, soon you will become like that. So in society where people are full of jealousy and envy, this will have a big influence toward your daily life. But no worry, if you have firm foundation for yourself that I understand things correctly according to the nature of reality, the way they are, I don't blame others, I don't jealous others, I am happy for the happiness of others, and I don't associate with those who will lead me into wrongdoings. I will avoid associating with those kind of people, and that way, your commitment and with right effort, mindfully aware of situation, and then your mudita will gradually develop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. So let me pass this to Venerable Sam Chanthy, also from the state.
Thank you again. So the time flew off. Yeah, thank you our two brothers, and always give the good examples and the good condition that just aware me to recall my my situations with my study also. As you said about the important thing that we can come back, cultivate, develop our gladness or mudita. It's by living in society or gradually derive from our virtues. As mentioned in Sakkapanya Sutra, the Dikha Nikaya, the text asking Buddha by the king of Deva about the jealousy. So where jealousy come from? So we are the worldly being, are the fools of defilement, kilesha, defilement. So we are fools of jealousy. We are fools of isa, macharya, or chanda, or etc. So all of the jealousy because we don't have cultivate much mudita, and the kinds of feeling because of jealousy, and jealousy derived from piya. It means the love and not love, the beloved person and not beloved person, and beloved person and not, and unbeloved person. This mind derived from chanda, desire, agreeable, and vitakka, because we are always reflecting of our gaining, reflecting of our happiness by our selfish. It is how jealousy happen in your mind. It is very beautiful question asking by the king of Deva in Sakkapanya Sutra and Chola Tanha Sankhya Sutra in Majjhima Nikaya. But now let me give you just only important thing in Buddhism that delivered by Buddha, and it is applicable with the scientific view. Buddha said, by cultivating, we have related two nature or two factor, the genetic factor and environmental factor. Genetic factor mentioned by scientists and mentioned by the Buddha is the previous virtue that we cultivate, our morality, our good karma in the previous life or in the present life, in the previous time. It is by cultivating originated, but we are the cultivate the virtuous people, that we born in the virtuous family or born from the good roots of of merit, like via lacks of lobha, dosa, or moha, create hatred and delusion. So this is also the cause in the previous cause. Scientific said genetic factor, the stream, the id. Sigmund Freud mentioned about id, ego, and superego. Everything that we have in the past is like the id, ID, that originates in our life. In Mahayana Buddhism, the Yoga idealism, they said Alaya Vijnana. Alaya Vijnana it means the thing that we have done before and go through our lives in the present. And the Buddha said about the genetic, it's a previous action. It fruitfuls in the present time. It is thing. And the second cause is environmental factor mentioned by both Buddha and scientific. Buddha mentioned about how to live in society as mentioned by Brother Muniputto. When we live in the good environmental situation, like in the good family, in the good society, the family or society are always not jealous other, are always develop mindfulness and gladness, joyfulness to each other. So the child born with this condition, they will develop their mudita, gladness, gradually. It is reflect to environmental factor to the society. And one more thing, it is biological factor. It means we are trying to do goodness. Buddha said, even though in Visuddhimagga mentioned about the how to experience of giving to others, sacrifice our benefit, sacrifice our thing. We just give the thing to others, experience ourselves to be in goodness. So these three factors about genetic factor, environmental factors related to society, and family condition, and how to behave ourselves in help other. It is mentioned by both Buddha and scientists. So it is very important. Thank you for your concerning question.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. I mean, as of now, we don't have any more questions from the audience due to the technical problem. We also lost some audience as well. I have one more last question then. If we don't see any question from the audience, so I personally have question for three of you, but in very short. My question would be, how do we practice mudita? Because Venerable Sam Chanthy was talking about the two factors, the genetic factor and also the environmental factor. How do we practice that if we live among those who are jealousy, among those who are not open mind, among those who don't see the value of mudita mind? Are we still able to practice this on our own, or are we spoiled by those people around us? What is the better way to practice this within our life? Let me put this question with Venerable Muniputto Theavy first. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's almost the same what I have already mentioned, that as a worldly beings, everybody faces within small community or with a large group of people in business or in marketplaces, anywhere. We see a lot of jealousy and envy happening everywhere. So in case of a place or a society which is full of hatred, of jealousy and envy, if we cannot find one, be the one, okay? If you cannot find the one who is full of mudita, be the one. You yourself must change first before you want to change others. So like what about Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda, the Buddhist monk scholar of Sri Lanka, said, if you cannot change yourself, just like, it's actually the Buddha's word, but it has been repeated by many scholars, not only Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda, but also most His Holiness Kosananda, our great monk scholar who has been also living in the United States in Massachusetts. He also mentioned about that, everything is possible. Peace is possible. Peace starts from individual. If you want the world to live in peace, start from yourself by changing yourself, and then that way you also influence your family member, and your family member influence society, and society influence the world. That way peace gradually develops. So in conclusion, if you cannot find you know a person or the environment which is full of mudita or joy, then be the one and try to make our friends, our team workers, our family members to become the ones who will influence the whole society with mudita and joy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. I truly love it. What you were saying, let me repeat it again. If you cannot find the one, be the one. Start with yourself. So that you can start from yourself and then help create it for the family and for the community as well. So let me pass this to Venerable Dhammasena Sienghai. Some lane.
Thank you, brother. I think your question is just a question. I mean, in society, I think we can find a lot of people who practice mudita. So that's not only one or two, a lot of people. And now we have, like technology, and we have Buddhism. So everyone really appreciate the Buddha's teaching and follow Buddha's teaching, so they can develop happiness in our daily life. So yes, they can do it. Mudita-Chitta. So thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much for being positive, full of positivity, so that can open more of the mind of other people as well to join the crowd of positivity people. So let me pass this to the last Venerable.
Thank you. Thank you again. I can tell you the source. It is very important. If you don't have anyone who cultivate the mudita in your area, according to the scientific view about the environmental factor, there is very beautiful sutra that saying about if you cannot have their friends that can live with you peacefully and beneficially, you can be alone by yourself. You can be by yourself by practicing it. It doesn't mean that you have to get away too far away. You can be by yourself practicing, cultivating their goodness or our goodness, or their karma or their action will be such and such. The very beautiful sutra, it's called Khagga Visana Sutra in Sutta Nipata, the fifth scripture of Khuddaka Nikaya, and the third sutra of Sutta Nipata. It's a very beautiful sutra called Khagga Visana Sutra. It's very beautiful simile discussing about that. So I recommend you to read all of that, and you will understand clearly about that. And also Nivapa Sutra, the Buddha also mentioned about that in Majjhima Nikaya. You have to be cultivated, you have to be patient, practice by yourself. Nivata Sutra, living in society, living with our master or living with family, especially in the temple, you're living with a lot of monks and people. If you cannot get the benefit from them, and your akusala, your unwholesome happen always in your mind, you can get away by yourself. It is the reason given by the Buddha in the Nivapata Sutra and Kakavisana Sutra. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable sir. Really, really appreciate it so much for your insight and wisdom. There's one more last question, but this question will refer to Bhikkhu Muniputto of Theavy from Dhammasena. It's about using the English term in Buddhism. As I know that you have written a book, which is a very popular book. It's also really good. There's a lot of people saying all nice things about your book. I think you were written a book called Dhamma Terminology or Vikya Saprator. Can you help explain that a little bit more to the question, Dhammasena?
Yeah. Okay. I also
show your book.
Yeah. I will show.
Yep.
So I just read his question again. He said, "Yeah, Venerable Dhammasena, hello, Venerable teacher. I have a question. How do we understand the Dhamma words in English when we read the Dhamma books in English? It is easy to be boring when we do not understand the meaning. So how is the way?" Thank you in advance. So he asking like how he can access or get to understand the meaning of the Dhamma when he read the English book. So yeah, as you can see, I have so many English Dhamma books behind me, and I keep reading a lot. So keep reading, read more and more, and along the way, any terms that you don't know, just search dictionary, Google or any English dictionary or Khmer dictionary. That will be helpful. And also, I believe there are some English Buddhism terminology have been published. I have seen it in Cambodia. There are such, I think it's a glossary, a Buddhist glossary, something they have been translated from Pali English to Khmer as well. So you could find some of those resources, or otherwise here, that's my new book we have just published at the end of, not at the end, at the early of this year. So we publish it for the sake of free distribution. If you would like this book, the Dhamma Terminology, which is written in 4 languages, we have Khmer, Pali, Romanized, Pali, Khmer, and English, which is very helpful for those who would like to learn some basic terminology of Buddhism and some of the group of Dhamma, the list of Dhamma. So you can find this book. Please message me, leave your message in Dhammika Live or Thomas Jivat. That way, we will drop you the phone number for you to contact in order to get the free book in Cambodia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable sir. I very strongly recommend it for those who wish to understand more terminology in Buddhism in English. You should grab this book. This is really important. There's a lot of explanation how to use the Pali word, the Romanized word in is for Buddhism as well. Venerable Sienghai also have the book. I also have it too. So now we all have it. Probably Venerable Chanthy, you probably need to get one as well. I know you already master, but
yeah, I have it also.
Okay, that's good.
Can I share a little bit about how to fastly understand that?
Please.
According to my experience, I am the one who cannot speak English when I was in Cambodia, and I have never learned English before. And I go to learn Dhamma in English in university directly. First 6 months, I understand nothing. I cannot understand the teacher. But the ways of gradually understanding, you just pick up one book, Buddhist book. It's not much thick, just only 50 pages or 45 pages. Read it. Don't check the word. just read it. Don't check the word. And try to listen to the Dhamma talk by Venerable K.C. Dhammananda, or lies on the Buddhism in TV on Buddhism, or live talk in English. And then you start to read little bit books by book. But don't check every word, because if you try to check every word, you will be boring. You will be lazy to read and not happy to read. Just read it. If you face that the same word at least 3 times or 5 times or 10 times, the same word, you don't understand that word 3 times or 5 times or 10 times, just check it. Don't check immediately you see that word. Yeah, because it's too much word. just you repeat the word and you check the word at least 3 times or 4 times when you see it, and then you will understand it, and never forget that word in Pali. If you know the Pali language is very easy, you read Tripitaka or the English book, Dhamma book written by the Eastern scholar, especially our Theravada Buddhism, it is easy to understand, including the Pali word. That Dhamma terminologies are Venerable Muniputto also the very important source for you to read. Thank you. Just sharing that.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. It's been really helpful. I hope that they find this is important for them. I mean, Venerable Dhammasena, you've been traveling a lot to different countries. You join a lot of different conference, international Buddhist conference, and you also use a lot of Buddhist term, Buddhist word. If you have any word or a few words to motivate those who feel bored, to motivate those who feel stuck sometimes reading Buddhism in English, do you have any word you want to share with them so that they can feel more motivated? Some lane.
I think first of all is ourselves, that we want to propagate the Buddha's teaching to the other. If we want to give Dhamma talk only for our Cambodian people, so yeah, we know only Khmer language is enough, but when we want to be on international stage, so we have our commitment in ourselves, so we will try our best. Just add that one reason for understanding English term in Buddhism. I think firstly we should understand Khmer well. Khmer, if we understand Khmer very well and Pali very well, so English is just language only. So you will develop it clearly to understand English in Buddhism. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Sir. I think the time are getting closer now. Once again, thank you so much for all the audience being patient with us, even though we have some technical problem. So once again, let me introduce, or let me just help explain you guys a little bit on the master. So number one, we get Bhikkhu Dhammasena Sienghai live from Battambang. He's the executive director of Buddhism for Cambodia Education. And the second, we have Bhikkhu Muniputto Theavy, the founder of Dhammika Life Foundation, which is based in the United States right now as well, live from the United States. And the third, we have Bhikkhu Dhammasiri Sam Chanthy, the Secretary General of Cambodian Buddhist Monk Society. He is also the Abbot of Wat Khmer, Arizona State, United States. So I am very humbly honored and thank for your time sharing your insight and wisdom to the audience around the globe, not only for Cambodia, but also access for those who are not Buddhist as well to really understand the importance of mudita mind. So before we end tonight, I just would like you to have what is one small step that we can practice tonight. I mean, you have explained a lot of things already, which is very resourceful for those who are online with us right now. But just one small step to practice from tonight after the show, after the Dhammasena tonight. So let me start it from, let me put first from Venerable Chanthy first. Yes. Just one small step to start tonight. What is it? There's some lane.
Yeah, I think after closing your live video and going to bed, just only considering that today our most venerable and our most moderator do a good job, and you sleep. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's really big appreciated. So once again, when you close tonight, go to bed, just think that our most three venerable and the coordinator and the technical supporter, Popaka, on the back side, do a good job tonight. So let me pass this to Bhikkhu Muniputto of Theavy.
Yeah, one thing you do tonight to develop mudita, the mind of appreciative joy or appreciation, which means you appreciate others' good action or achievement. So tonight, my homework for you, all of you, after the live show, please go and appreciate, say good word to your family member, anyone. It can be your husband, your wife, your child, or your grandma or your parents in the family. Anyone that is with you tonight, after the live show, go and say, okay, you did a great job today. You have done this and done that. I don't know what they have done, but you may know. So just go and appreciate the good deed that they have done. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been really helpful, also very positive as well. So, dear audience, don't forget tonight, just do what Venerable Theavy just said. But also, if your wife cooking do a really good cook or whatever way, just say thank you to them. The food is really good. So now let me pass this to Venerable Dhammasena Sienghai from Battambang.
Yeah, very easy stuff to develop Mudita-Appreciative is you just smile to people around you. So right now you can smile at us. You know, we are four in live show. You can smile to us and say thank you. So this is stuff to develop Mudita-Appreciative for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me repeat this again from the three most venerable for the show tonight. The first one from Venerable Chanthy. Say it's important to just say thank you and appreciate the three venerable doing the show and also the coordinator and Venerable Theavy. It just the homework to just go and say something nice to your friend, to your family, to whoever do something nice to you. And the last is smiling. Also, smiling is contagious in a positive way. So once again, let me thank you so much, the audience from all around the globe. And I personally apologize for the technical problem. I'm also very grateful to Popaka in the backside to help support with the technical, to connect all of this, to make this happen. So for the show, we have every Friday from 9 to 10 p.m. Cambodia time. So once a week we have the show in Cambodian language, and the following week we have English. So back and forth between English show and Cambodian language show as well. Just summarize a little bit from the most three venerable we're just sharing tonight. Mudita mind. So when we lack of mudita, the jealousy, the hatred will arise, will appear within our mind. So when we have that, we don't feel peace within ourselves, within our family, or the community. So the best way is to just take step by step, learn how to be certified, be appreciated with ourselves, but also gradually do that first to dear and near one, and then do spread it to the neutral person. The third goes to the hostile, and then the last one to ourselves. In order to create peace and happiness within our community, it's important to start mudita mind. It's important to start peace and happiness within ourselves. Once we find peace and happiness within ourselves, then we can actually spread it to our family, community, and to the whole world as well. Once again, thank you so much, all the audience from all around the globe, and I'm very grateful for all technical terms from Dhammika Life Foundation who help support this and making this happen. Thank you, Papaka. So before end, let me invite Venerable Sop Theavy to lead the loving kindness session before end, please.
Thank you so much. Once again, I would like to pay my veneration to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and Sangha, and all venerable speakers here, and also venerable monks all around the globe, and friends of the universe. We feel delighted and honored to have the discussion together, which we can contribute to our society. Even our English might not be very fluent, but we try our best to contribute what we can to the society, which is in need of this Mudita message. And our final message is related to the meditation that I would like to lead all of you just a 2 minutes meditation concerning Mudita, the appreciative joy. So before we start, I would like to invite all of you to arrange your posture by sitting. If you can sit on the floor or on your mattress, bed, or on the chair, it doesn't matter. Just stay still and spend 2 minutes with me. I'm gonna lead the guiding meditation on Mudita for us to develop the power to arouse the energy of joy in our heart and then spread to every being in the whole universe without any discrimination whatsoever. So right now, after you have seated, please stay still, keep your body upright, but not too stiff. Just sit in a relaxed way, and then allow your eyes to close moderately and naturally. Close your eyes moderately and naturally with your face smiling from your heart as well. To use your smiling heart, reflecting it on your apparent face. Express the heart which is full of joy and appreciation towards other beings' happiness and prosperity. With the smiling heart and smiling face, please repeat after me in your mind. Repeat in your mind after me saying these phrases. I am happy, satisfied, and contented with what I have. Repeat this in the mind. I am happy, satisfied, and contented with what I have. I am happy, satisfied, and contented with what I have. I am joyful and rejoice in the happiness, achievement, success, and prosperity of other people. I am joyful and rejoicing in the happiness of others. All beings are happy, joyful. I am happy and joyful. May all beings in the whole universe, far or near, below or above, in every direction, human or non-human, Cambodian or foreigners, all people, all beings, in the whole universe. Be happy and peaceful. May all beings in the whole universe be happy, peaceful, and liberated from physical suffering and mental suffering. I rejoice in the merit that others dedicate to me, share to me. I appreciate for your kindness, your good action, your happiness, success, achievement, and your well-being. I congratulate to you for your achievement. May you continue to achieve success in whatever you do. I wish all beings live in peace and harmony. May peace prevail on earth. May all beings be happy. May Mudita arises each and every moment in our heart. I am joyful. I am joyful. I am joyful seeing you happy. I am joyful seeing you smiling. I am joyful seeing you laughing. សូមអនុមោទនា